Hey guys, a very good morning. Fabio here. Hope you guys are all doing well. So welcome to a new daily market outlook in which I'm going to be first of all discussing the dollar index, and after that looking at some setups on, for instance, Aussie dollar and pound dollar. So without further ado, let's dive straight into this video. But before we start, a very good friend of mine has started his own English cryptocurrency YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out, make sure to check out the link in the description down below. Without further ado, let's start. So to begin with, of course, the dollar index, and looking at the dollar index over here, it might look a little bit like a piece of art with all these lines and fibs drawn in, but it is pretty simple because at the moment what we can see is that we are still situated within this area of monthly supply. Furthermore, what I wanted to show you guys as an additional bearish confluence is that we have this daily fib extension -618, which aligns beautifully with the 1, 2, 3. So there was a lot of confluence for downside from this 94.302 region. We had a third touch of the channel, we had the fib extension, and we had monthly supply plus a fake out on the highs. So looking at the current structure, what we can currently see is that if you view this from an Elliott wave perspective, we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then a 5th wave up in towards the highs. And now we can see a possible ABC correction. However, the problem is that we haven't broken structure. Furthermore, what a lot of people can say is that we have some supply situated over here in the form of a rally, a base, a drop. However, guys, what is very important to understand is that supply or demand will always be a lot stronger if you view it in the perspective that a trend break needs to occur or a break of structure needs to occur. And with trend break, I mean a break of the trend line. So in this particular situation, of course, we have some form of a supply over here and we could expect a reaction from it. However, we haven't seen a real trend break or a break of structure. Therefore, you can pretty much just disregard the zone and you can only use it to your advantage if on the lower time frame you, for instance, do have a break of structure or a trendline break which causes supply or demand to be created, as you can then stack your area of supply and demand with this daily imbalance, because this is just purely a daily imbalance. That's what I call it, an imbalance candle on the daily. And if you see or recognize lower time frame supply or demand zones within that imbalance candle, then you know that you have a very strong area of supply or demand. So now quickly diving in towards the lower time frame, because the 4-hour is looking pretty bullish as of now. What we can currently see is that we're moving in towards the 618 alongside this area of resistance. So this is an area within the market from where we could expect a minor drop to occur, because a lot of retail traders are going to be shorting this over here. Furthermore, we have this swing high. So as you guys can see, we could possibly see, let's say, a fake out on the swing high with 618 and support and resistance. However, I am personally not going to be doing that. Why is that? Because the daily is still bullish, guys. The daily hasn't broken structure. Then going in towards the 4-hour hasn't broken structure. Going in towards the 1-hour, the 1-hour is also bullish, and we have been creating bullish structure in the form of, let's say, this. So everything is still bullish, so therefore I'm just going to be waiting until we see bearish signs, guys. As long as you do not see bearish signs, we do not look for any shorts. Of course, I have this short fib drawn in, but this is only just to show you guys how retail traders are possibly viewing the market at the moment. And I'm not saying that the market will not dip back down in, because that could of course happen. However, if we're just realistic with ourselves, the market is still just too bullish as of now to take any potential positions. So yeah, that is that for the dollar index. Let's head over to Aussie dollar. So looking at Aussie dollar at the moment, Aussie dollar is pretty interesting of all pairs, because why? Well, we have this beautiful double top formed up above over here. Now diving in towards the 4-hour, as we can see, there were no real clear areas of supply and demand. However, what we can currently see is that we created a beautiful double top on the 4-hour, and I now hope that we can finally break through this area of support, then possibly see a retracement to then take that final short back down in towards 0.71451. Because if we see a break of structure over here and then dive in towards the 1-hour, that would mean that we also have a bearish 1-hour, then retracement, then further short. Possible areas to go short from would be this area of imbalance over here, or this swing high on this consolidation range, because this is now for me consolidation over here. So I would love to see a fake out, trapping out breakout traders to then go short. But first of all, we need to break through this area of support to see a trend switch. So yeah, that is that for Aussie dollar, just waiting for a trend switch to happen before any possible shorts. So with that said, let's head over to our next pair, which is euro dollar. And euro dollar just super messy at the moment. Looking at the daily, super messy. This is kind of what I said at the beginning of the week, right guys? A lot of people going short here on the weekly close, but now what we can see is that the market came back up, took out the daily highs over there, took out the stop losses situated there, and could now see that real thrust in towards lows occur if the DXY, cooperates. For me personally, we could still see a double bottom form, then see a push up higher in towards supply before seeing a real drop occur. That would be my preference, as I am not a breakout trader in any given form. So yeah, for me, there's no real valid setup on euro dollar at the moment. Also, the lower time frame is just looking super messy. That's why I am personally staying out of this pair and only going to be waiting for a possible double bottom, push higher, and then the short. Otherwise, nothing interesting for me on this pair. So let's head over to pound dollar. And pound dollar, guys, so pound dollar is looking pretty nice. As you guys can see, we just missed out on this area of supply within the market. At the moment, pound dollar is looking good for more downside. Why is it looking good for more downside? Well, there is a lot of confluence for a further short in towards the lows. The biggest one being this nice and beautiful channel that we have over here with a fake out on the second high, a perfect fake out on the second high of this ascending channel, guys. So beautiful to see that we had the 1, 2, 3 in the form of a fake out on the second high. So if you don't know what I'm saying, make sure to check out the video on channels and wedges on this YouTube channel. But for now, what I'm waiting for is a structure break in towards the lows, then a pullback, then a further short. Let's say we do move up higher, then I'm just going to be waiting for a new channel to form with the 1, the 2, and then the third touch in towards supply, and then a scale in on the 618, for instance, once again with new supply created over here due to the break of structure being formed. So if you think, what is he saying, make sure to join the Discord server. You can ask any questions you have over there. So let's head over to Kiwi dollar. And Kiwi dollar is moving down, guys. So this is what I want for Aussie dollar and pound dollar to happen. I want structure to be broken. So currently breaking structure. This area of support has now been broken. Kiwi dollar, looking at the 4-hour, beautiful double top up in towards the highs, perfect 618 fib retracement. Essentially now just waiting for a final push in towards lows before looking for longs. Would be very nice, because over here, if you just view this from a logical perspective, you kind of have this, right? So we had this first impulse in towards the highs, then the retracement, then a failed continuation in towards the highs. So now what we have is a 1, a 2, a third wave, fourth wave, and then a possible fifth wave, then a possible A, B, and then C back up in towards the highs. So I'm making it a little bit complicated in this video. Hope you guys appreciate it and understand what I am saying, but it would be lovely to see further downside. So for now, on the 1 hour, we are breaking structure. So what could now happen is kind of what we saw in towards the highs: a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then an A, B, C, and then possible 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's now kind of what I'm looking for. Kind of like, it looks like maths over here on my chart, but I hope you guys understand what I mean. Now just looking for a new continuation in towards the downside. So it is beautiful to see the Elliott wave essentially playing out in this particular situation. So let's see, guys, if we can get a pullback back up in towards the highs, maybe a push down a little bit lower, for instance, into some basing structure. We have some basing structure over. Let me just change to this over here and over here. So let's see if we can reach one of those two zones and then get a pullback back up in towards the highs to then look for an additional short back down in towards that area of daily supply at 0.68305. So that said, let's head over to gold. And gold, guys, gold is just so messy on an intraday time frame, but yeah, still on the daily and the 4 hour, I am looking for a further pullback in towards the lows. Would still love for us to hit that 32 region, 33 region before looking for any potential longs back up in towards the highs. That is what I'm looking for, guys. Nothing more, nothing less. No real interesting setups for the more, because at the moment we have seen a daily trendline break. So daily supply has been created over here. Furthermore, 4 hour trendline break, 4 hour supply has been created over here. So we have, or demand, excuse me. So we have a lot of demand in this region near the 1730. So let's wait for a push further in towards the lows before any potential longs back up in towards the highs. In the meantime, you could look for, let's say, lower time frame scalps. Just try and trade alongside the trend. 1 hour is nothing really much at the moment because we haven't broken this low and this low, so we are not bearish. Essentially, we are still bullish because this is your high, and then this is just all the pullback from this impulse from here to here. So we should still move up if you look at it from a 1 hour trend perspective. 4 hours bullish, daily is bullish, so taking shorts is risky, but I do need to see more downside if I want to trade this pair in any given way or form. So let's see if we can, for instance, break the structure over here, then look for shorts on the retest on the lower time frame, for instance. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to trade with my algorithm, by the way, make sure to join the Discord server. Algorithm is going to be released very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day and speak to you all in the Discord server.